You know, out of 400 people that I have on my Facebook, or whatever it is, might be less than that, don't care. If I put anything about mental health on there, I'll have like one or two females be like, like button or something like that. If I put up the fact that there's going to be a terrorist attack in this country this year, that I've been screaming from the rooftops for going on 4 years now. The last time I predicted it, it fucking happened when I said it would. And I provide screenshots of my write-ups from 3.5 years ago of me saying that it was going to. And nobody sees it. Nobody. And then I put F word Trump, and I get 9,000 people wanting to argue with me. And I kind of did that as a social experiment, if you will. I used to do it, in the Biden days. I'd be like, God bless Joe Biden, shit like that, just to see what people were, how they'd react to it. The terrorism thing, it's just falling on deaf ears no matter what I do. The old thing I would do a few years back, about 3 years ago, about the time I started looking into Al-Qaeda and all that, is defund the ATF and tell a global audience how the ATF is affecting active duty veterans' lives. Matter of fact, they're ruining more families and more people's lives daily than DUI deaths. When was the last time you saw the ATF go after tobacco or alcohol? You know what I mean? Besides my house getting raided over 10 years ago for moonshine. But, you had Steven Dettelbach as the director. I go viral at 6 million views on TikTok. That lasted almost a whole month, and then I got shut down because everything I was preaching was defund the ATF. And the reason that I got shut down, the message, first off, I still have all this too. I have the screenshots of the me appealing it. I've got the original live video I did still, a screen recording of it. It was nighttime, pitch black, on my front porch. I lit up a cigarette with a Zippo. The video itself on TikTok live was 2 minutes and 14 seconds long. And after I made that live video, they hit me with guns and weapons, terms of services broken. So I went to appeal it, 500 characters or less. Because I wasn't even talking about guns. I was literally making a TikTok live video talking about how to do TikTok lives. And when I appealed it, I immediately got, it wasn't like a minute, it was immediately got, we don't recognize this email. Because it says, go through this email or whatever. It says, we don't recognize this email. Shut down my page. And then brought up a TikTok account I made in 2017 that was under the same exact email, which is what I have now on psychedelics_advocate5. Because that's what I'm doing now, is preaching Schedule 1 drugs and chemistry and the truth about Big Pharma. I talk about terrorism, and nobody, first off, corporate media is not your friend. No one wants to hear me on that shit. Come on, motherfucker. No one wants to hear me on anything that I'm talking about. With Biden and those funding the Taliban, in total estimate $239 billion altogether since August of 2022. Ironically, the same fucking month that the Taliban retook over Afghanistan. That shit went in front of Congress, by the way, a few months ago. And, you know, their reasoning was, oh, we're paying 9/11 families and our allies, which we abandoned in Afghanistan. Yet, all those people involved never saw a fucking penny of any of that. So, you know, if the good guys are being funded that amount of money, $40 to $87 million of United States currency from the United States taxpayers' pockets a week, then why are they coming out and saying that they're not receiving a fucking penny of any of it to risk losing said funds that they're receiving? Make it make sense. But no one wants to hear me on that. It's been almost 4 years of me saying this. And then I say, oh, this is going to happen, and this is about when it's going to happen. And then, boom, a fucking terrorist attack. Well, what do I know? Video about alcoholism and how to not drink. Video about all the bullshit that I've been through. And you just got to keep on trucking, you know what I mean? It all started in 2008. Whenever my father woke me up at 6:17 in the morning, crying, and said, your mother's doing it again. And I go into the bedroom and I see the mattress with the pee and poo stains on it. And then I look down and I see my mother, blue, and my brother giving her CPR. She was dead. So then, I had saved her life twice, March of that year, on St. Patrick's Day Eve at about 9 a.m. She was in a diabetic coma. This is like the second or third time I saved her. Because I dropped out of high school. I did 9 weeks in 9th grade, dropped out, got my GED that month, and then took care of my mom at home daily by myself for 4 years. Selling cocaine and boxing. I was 15 years old. And I was hustling. I was doing that, and I was selling guns on the black market out in the hood, East Side, Florida, in Brevard County. I was hooked on Xanax like a mamma jamma. As of today, I'm 5,867 days sober from Xanax. I got stabbed Father's Day Eve the following year, 2009. Now I have no cartilage underneath my left kneecap. That gives me problems every now and then. It's whatever. I got a 10 millimeter critical duty hollow point stuck in my right wrist right now. That bad boy. There you go, right there. That was May 15th of 2020. Can't afford to get it taken out. It's like $1,000 or whatever. I don't know. I don't have insurance anymore, so that's that. I'm trying to keep everything in order here. Oh, I got bit by a coral snake. That was my fault, my dumbass. I fed myself my finger, this finger right here on my left hand, to a coral snake. I thought it was a king snake, and I was dating some chick way older than me that owned a pet shop. And man, I can't remember her name. I want to say Gabby. Either way, yeah, that sucked. That was Thanksgiving Day of 2008. Glad I paid off those hospital bills. They had to fly. This happened in in Sharps, Florida. And I got I went to the Rockledge Hospital, and I was the first patient ever to be treated for a coral snake bite at Wusthof Medical Center is what it was called at the time. That fucked me up hardcore. Hard fucking core fucked me up. But I was the first patient to be treated for that. They've had to fly the antivenin from Miami-Dade County because nobody gets bit by a coral snake. Like, no one. That's just shit. It doesn't happen. You know what I mean? You got to be a dumbass like me for something like that to happen to you. And that helicopter bill was like $69,000 by itself. After my mom died, sued Big Pharma on a fentanyl patch lawsuit, won that, had like $500,000 in the bank, you know, paid off those hospital bills and a bunch of other shit. It's about the time I moved here, after the house got raided for making moonshine. I was already down here when that happened. Someone else took the rap on it. Kind of a fallout guy on that note. And I was 20 whatever years old, 22 or 23 or something, and wasn't really good on my money management status. So, you know, that's gone. Would have been nice to invest in crypto or something cool like that back then. Hell, Boston Dynamics stocks would have been nice if they were public shares at the time. But, whatever. First time I got struck by lightning was 2016 on July 17th. It was a Sunday at 5:18 p.m. I have that on video. It's on this YouTube channel. I might have it set on private though, because I mean, people that don't know a fucking thing about lightning all of a sudden want to be experts talking to a 2-time lightning strike survivor, because the second time I got hit was September 22nd, or was it 17th of 2022? It was a Thursday, I know that much. I have that on video too. There's no audio on that one though. That's on my other YouTube channel. And got shot May 15th of 2020 by a 10mm critical duty. That was a negligent discharge by an old friend. It is what it is. Accidental, but we were drinking, all of us, so that was a Friday. And then July 12th is when I saved that woman's life at gunpoint inside of my house in the master bedroom when someone was trying to kill her. I don't remember what weekday it was or weekend. I think it was a Sunday too. Saturday or Sunday, something like that. That sucked. May 4th of 2023 or 2024. I don't think it was last year. Well, it may have been. I don't remember, but that's when I got arrested for possession. Felony probation is what I'm on now. Arrested for possession of an alligator. Because killing an alligator and possession of an alligator, it's all in the same statute. Like, I might have a thing on it. No, I don't. So I got copies of that shit all over the fucking place. So I'm dealing with that nonsense now. And, I don't know, man. It's getting hit by lightning the first time was pretty fucked up. I didn't go to the hospital. It happened on a Sunday. I didn't go to the hospital until that following Wednesday. And the only reason I did that is because I hate doctors and big pharma. They're all patient brokers. You know what I mean? And that's exactly, I mean, they sent me home with back pain paperwork and a script of Valium or whatever. I mean, Tampa literally stands for sticks of fire. That's what Tampa means in like Spaniard or whatever. And Tampa is the lightning strike capital of the world if it comes down to people getting hit. Tampa Bay area, which is where both of these strikes happened at. This one over here at this house, a few feet behind me. And then the other one is when I went to go unalive myself because of all the panic attacks and anxiety attacks and seizures that came about from the first one. I went to go unalive myself via lightning strike on top of the roof at the house in Pasco County. And it didn't work. I got hit again, but I survived it. So I'm like, okay, and that was the night that I officially stopped fearing lightning. And now I literally fear nothing at all. I've been shot, stabbed, bit by a coral snake. That's a neurotoxin, by the way. It's red touches yellow, you're a dead fellow. That snake. Snake in the grass, don't touch it, dumbass. That snake. The deadliest, most venomous snake in this country. That one. I fear fire and palmetto bugs. And that's it. Pretty sure. Like, feeling invincible is a scary, fucked up feeling. And another fucked up feeling, you see these people, I've been a Second Amendment dude for like 14 years or 15 years now, full throttle. Non-military, nothing like that, but, if I wanted to sign up and become an armorer, even for an MK-19 grenade launcher or anything, it wouldn't be an issue to field strip them, anything. Munitions, same thing. The fact that you have all these people, YouTube helped out a lot with this, with the gun tubers and all that. I'm talking about all the random little gun people that want to make all these little short videos and shit. You got the people on Facebook groups, and you'll always see, fuck around and find out, or I would have done this, I would do that. No, it does not fucking work that way. A lot of times, I found out here that if you shoot someone's dog that's attacking someone, you'll get a blood test. They find THC in your blood, you're kind of in some trouble. Discharging a firearm, this was before weed was legal down in Florida, at least on medical. But still, things like that. So if you were to take a human's life on a justifiable homicide, and you don't have any representation like USCCA or CCW SAFE or the like to back you up in that kind of scenario, I was paying $100 annually with no deductible on that. And you have something like that happen, you can go to county, even if you did everything right, you can go to county for like 2 years, and a lot of things can come out of that negative that are against your favor in court. Warning shots in the state of Florida, for example, they may have revised this, but I don't think that they did. Firing a warning shot in the state of Florida is a mandatory minimum of 20 years in prison. Even if you're being attacked by your estranged husband in your own home with your own firearm that's registered to you, even though you're not legally required to register a firearm in your name in the state of Florida. You're also not legally required to write a bill of sale on a private party sale. Now, and there's multiple news articles I could provide on that note. Judge can't say shit. You're done. You're going to prison. That's it. You know what I mean? What happened in that back room, July 12th of 2020, I still had my bullet wrapped up in my arm. It was leaking pus, and it was trying to push my body, trying to push the bullet out while it was cystiing over at the same time. So it was healing, but trying to push the bullet out. And I was leaking pus for like 10 or 11 months altogether. And, everyone keeps asking, how come you didn't get it removed whenever you went to the hospital? shrapnel in both legs and knees. I got the exit wound there by the elbow. They stitched me up and all that shit. I told them don't worry about stitching up my legs because it was exactly like an oyster cut. I still have the scars. They're just like oyster cuts. They're black. And the reason I didn't get the bullet removed that night was because they told me it happened at like 9:30 p.m. or 9 p.m. or some shit. By the time I got to the hospital and got stitched up and got sonograms and all that, looking for everything else and all that, it was like pushing midnight. And they said, if you want the bullet removed, you're going to have to wait in here for 12 hours for a surgeon. And I'm like, fuck that. This was May 18th of 2020, or May 15th, I mean. COVID was brand new. So I was like, no, I'm good, you know what I mean? F word that, send me home. And I told them, don't give me painkillers. They gave me painkillers. I threw up in the parking lot. It was cool. The dude in the curtain next to me had gotten stabbed that night. And so him and I were talking. Never met him, but we were talking through the curtain. I got shot. He got stabbed. We were both getting stitched up. He was cool. Never got his name or nothing. Never saw his face, but, you know, hospital talk. But saving that woman's life back there, I still had my bandages on and shit. And so yeah, it'd only been 2 months, almost to the day. And the dude had been strangling that woman for 3.5 hours. And the reason that I know that timeline is because I was on the phone with the state attorney of Florida over getting shot by this 10mm for that whole time. And I had to draw a firearm upon that dude, and the only thing I had was about that much of a target right there on the side of his head. And she was, when she got up and she curled up in a ball in the corner, she had already urinated herself and all that. She was purple. And that dude ended up getting 20 months. And you have these people, it's like the people that want to talk to me about getting struck by lightning twice. That's why, like I said, if I have that video on this channel on private, it's because I ain't fucking with y'all. And you ain't fucking with me either. But people are like, oh, I would've. No, you wouldn't have. It don't work like that. Straight up. Not during the moment. C-PTSD is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It's when you have a multitude of events. I don't even know if I said that word right. Don't care. So when you have multiple events of traumatic shit happen to you, either at the same time or over a long period of time. I just turned 36, Georgia. I've been shot, stabbed, struck by lightning twice, bit by a coral snake. I just broke my foot November 5th of last year. First broken bones ever. I practically live in steel toes. Been doing gutters and roofing and commercial fishing and commercial diving and everything in the field, irrigation, my whole life. And I was like 100+ days sober at the time. Have no idea how I broke my bones in my foot. None. It just happened. What, I have brittle bones now because of fucking whatever? I quit drinking, and every single time that I eat food, my stomach hurts for 6 to 8 hours, where I'm crunched over. I don't know what that's about. You know, now I'm waiting on more blood work, and I get a call 2 days ago, and the doctor says, hey, you got a bacterial infection in your shit. You know, the stomach issue started August 6th. Back to breaking my bones. I broke my bone November 5th, I think. At least that's when I went to the first hospital. Got a brand new full-time overnight job as a forklift operator in a warehouse. Same hospital I went to when I got struck by lightning the first time. Second time, I didn't even go to the hospital. The lightning expert doctor lady lives in fucking Chicago. Like, you don't have... You know, you got misdiagnosis like crazy. No one specializes in lightning. It's like brown recluse bites in the state of Florida. It's not a fucking brown recluse bite. It's a Mediterranean recluse. They might as well be the same goddamn thing. But no. Do you have the spider? Nope. I smushed it or it got away. Okay, well, we're going to write it off at this. I go to that doctor, 3 x-rays, nothing. Here's some painkillers that I'm against. Send me home. So I work on that broken foot from November 5th, first hospital visit, to November 11th. 8 to 10 hour shifts. My foot was hurting like crazy, so I leave work. I go in for 2 hours and I leave work because I'm like ouchie real bad. I go to a different hospital in Trinity. That's where Wayne Fonts lives now. Old head coach of Detroit Lions. Buddy of mine who stays out here. Well, used to. They do the same exact 3 x-rays. I bring them the hospital paperwork and all that from before. And they're like, hey, you got 2 broken bones in your foot. How did this happen? I'm like, I don't know. I went on a dinner date with the old girl Friday and Saturday and was limping that Saturday, and then it was like snuggle with my girlfriend night. So, I don't know. I have no idea. I quit drinking for 100 whatever days. I stopped counting at 102 or some shit. And every time I would eat, my stomach would hurt. Bad. Like fucking bad. And then I fall into a bottle of wine, or it fell into me. Get back on the wagon, or off the wagon, however you want to say it. Don't care. And my pain goes away. So I quit drinking again a few days ago, and the pain came back. Now I'm afraid to eat. I started doing calisthenics almost 6 months ago, daily. I'm averaging 4 hours of calisthenics a day. Alcohol or not, I'm rocking and rolling, and I'm in great fucking shape right now, even with broken bones. And I got down to 121 pounds. I mean, I'm falling the fuck apart. And mentally, I try to unalive myself again for the first time in like 6 years. In November? Or first week of December or some shit like that. And then the love of my life leaves me for her ex-wife. That's how bad I'm fucking up my life and everyone else's. Only goddamn person I care about on this planet, I turned into a fucking lesbian. My luck. I don't even believe in luck, really. You don't need luck if you're good, bad, or good luck. It's not a thing. It's life. Shout out to psychedelics. That's the only fucking thing that's ever helped me. If you ever, for the alcoholics out here, if you ever feel like you want to drink, walk around the block real quick. Don't care, don't need any excuses of what time it is, what temperature it is. Just walk around the block. If you walk up to the store and you take a left or take a right, by the time you get back to your sidewalk, you're not going to want to drink anymore. Matter of fact, you might be more hungry than anything. It's actually really crazy how it works. Look at the science behind it as well. Psychedelics, dimethyltryptamine, N-dimethyltryptamine, and cubensis, and psilocybin mushrooms. Got up to a point 2-3 years ago where I became madly in love with vaping dimethyltryptamine. I'm talking like vaping a gram or 2 every 6 days probably. Going to outer space 12 times a day type shit. Doing 6 blinkers on a 510 cartridge in 1 inhale. I was definitely abusing it, but I was abusing it because I was having bad days. I'm at the point now where I'm having a bad day, but I don't, since May 27th of last year, I don't need any, I respect that medicine too much to get back on that note. And then you got mixing it with THC, liquid THC, holy shit. It's like, visuals aside, there is none if you just kind of toke it lightly, but holy smokes, it's very similar to an absinthe buzz, in all honesty. Jiminy crickets. That is a full-blown grandma with tattoos on her face. She probably smokes DMT too. Shit. But calisthenics help a lot too. And the reason I started doing calisthenics, I had quit drinking. I cut off everyone because every friend I had wanted to try to fuck my hot ass girlfriend behind my back. They didn't, but they tried. You know, oh, they broke up. You know, blah, blah, blah. Danny Stolen Valor ass. Don Shipley gonna be calling you soon, homeboy. I got a video of me talking to him already on some other shit on this channel. Then you got Rico. I don't know. That Danny fella wants to claim Air Force of 10 years, not knowing that I know that he did 10 years in Florida State Prison on vehicular DUI manslaughter. The homeowner of the house I got shot at went to school with the dude. Their moms worked together in a salon. Air Force wasn't running any 450 Chi-Tex sniper rifles in conflict ever. You know, and then some. I could talk forever on that note. Good luck, homeboy. And cut you off in silence and let the smoke hit you before the fucking flames do. I want to get hooked on meth and then get all my friends and neighbors hooked on meth. Two Julys ago. Over there crying and shit, wondering why your life sucks now. Even his meth dealer got arrested once, and he went and took the meth dealer's wife to his house for a week. So I cut off everyone, and I was sober from drinking. It's the only thing I fucking love to do. Excuse me. And I'm on my way to get a gym membership, and I find it a power tower for doing dips and pull-ups and push-ups. I find a power tower on the side of the road. I take it home, and I'm like, all right, anytime that I'm mad, sad, happy, depressed, anything like that, anxiety kicking in, I'm going to hop on the power tower and do some workouts. So I did. And next thing I know, I'm doing 4 hours of calisthenics a day. All muscle groups, legs, you name it. Wrists, everything. Fucking everything. And now I'm at the point, you know, I went grocery shopping yesterday and I got, 3 porterhouse steaks, 8 boneless ribeyes. I mean, just stocking up on good marbled beef. Twice last week, I ate 22 boiled eggs the one day, 15 boiled eggs the day after. You know, and everyone's like, oh, you need to worry about your cholesterol. How come you guys weren't telling me about my health whenever I started preaching all this other shit I've been preaching for fucking years? Now you want to tell me how to live my life? Didn't want to tell me about my health whenever we were partying, passing blunts and drinking 40s together. But now you want to tell me how to live my life? Go fuck yourself. You feel me? So that's where I'm at. In the meantime, I mixed those 15 eggs with 3 pounds of multi-veggies. Boiled carrots, potatoes. I eat potatoes like a madman. Can't eat avocado for whatever reason. Avocado hurts my tummy. It's about the only thing I can't eat besides butt. And I ain't talking Boston butt on a pork status either. Throw some rosemary and honey on one of them bad boys on an 8-pounder over charcoal like I do horse meat. If you guys ain't tried horse meat yet, you need to try horse meat. Horse meat is fucking awesome. Say what you want to, but you ain't got no fucking Cuban friends if you ain't eating a horse. Or is it Puerto Rican? Just kidding. If you know, you know. Full-blown Florida man over here. Trying to get through. And I'm falling the fuck apart. Conceived in the Conch Republic, which is what most people would know as Key West. Born in Orlando, raised in Brevard County, pretty much in my teenage years when I saved my mom's life all those times until the day she died in that house on the Indian River. And now I'm out here on the Gulf side, scuba diving. I've eaten some mushroom chocolates out here, and go down and go scuba diving by myself at 1:15 in the morning. And that way, only thing that you hear when you lay on the seafloor in 15 feet of water, tripping your ass off with the regulator in your mouth. You don't. It's pitch black sometimes. I mean, you'll see the cenophores, and they will be strobing. They're little phosphorescent, teals, blues, purples. I got videos of them, and then some. But all you hear is the crustaceans chirping, and I miss that. I stopped diving. I mean, I did a dive job last year on a 425-ton boat for $200. Fuck that guy and his boat. Don't want to take the cages off of the damn bow thrusters. Have me snorkel it after going through 200 cubic inches of air down to the wire. I'm talking down to the bottom of the tanks. During high tide on a full moon, and the shit was ripping. And I take the BCDs off on the second tank and take the tank off, and old boy tells me to snorkel it because he's got a deadline to meet to get back out to clear water. So I do that, and I'm like, let me go rent another tank. It'll take 1 hour, for them to fill it and all that. Nope. I'm like, dude, well, I mean, what the fuck? So he wants me to snorkel it. So I take a deep breath. I go down, and I'm like, let me take the cages. Let me get a tank so I can take the cages off of these bow thrusters and make life way easier. I mean, you got 3 screws front and rear on these bow thrusters. How come you won't let me just clean it up real quick? So I finished that job. We get to the seawall, and this man says, you know what, I have a partial 100 cubic inch on the boat. That's $7 worth of air. Why do you have to make this hard for me? The first BCD I was running was taking in water. I go to hit the rear purge deflator, thing, and it started taking in water. So I go to a second BCD who's oversized, and I'm floating around everywhere. You know what I mean? And then the guy wants to pay me $200. Well, sure enough, this guy brings that bow thruster 425 tonner out offshore, hits the Gulf of Mexico. All of a sudden, he can't move his boat. Comes back in, spends $20,000 to put it on a dry dock on the cradle. And then blames me for it. I've been commercial diving twice now. Commercial fishing once out in the middle grounds on a tiny ass boat too. We're on a 22-footer running bandits for amberjack and snapper. I'll make a different video about that trip because that wasn't good at all. Got to the point, no sleep, no food for 6 days and nights offshore. Left on New Year's Eve. I don't remember what year. I was fucked up on that trip because the boat left a day early. I'm shit-faced at 11:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Had a 24-pack of Busch. And in my state of mind at the time, I'm like, oh, we're leaving 30 minutes before the ball drops. Let me go get some groceries for the trip. So what do? I get 2 cases of Red Bull, a carton of cigarettes, and some bananas and Slim Jims. Oh, and a 1-gallon jar of THC spaghetti sauce. Potent as fuck. That's a whole nother story, though. People are like, oh, you should. How come you don't just become a diver? Oh, you can make $4,000 in a day? You can make $700 in a day? Why don't you just do that? It's because you got to deal with these yacht owners that say they can't afford to pay you. Hey, Captain, how long has your boat been in a saltwater, brackish water environment? Oh, about a month. You get down there and you see the rudder is completely covered with 12-inch oysters. I have it on video on this channel. 50-foot catamaran. You put no bottom paint on your fucking boat, and then whenever I start running anything, even a 2x4 on some wood, and under those oysters you have barnacles. And you knock those barnacles off. In case you didn't know, barnacle is the strongest adhesive on the planet. NASA wanted to use it when the foam was falling off the space shuttle back then. But the problem with that is you can only install that adhesive underwater, and they couldn't figure out how to do that. So whenever you got no bottom paint and these crustaceans are on it and you peel it off, it brings the bottom with it. And that's how you get leaks in boats. That being said, if you have a leak in the hull of your boat and you need to know where it's at, you go underwater with a scuba tank and a water bottle full of milk. Vitamin D, red cap, whole milk. And you poke a hole in the top of that water bottle and you run it down the boat, and you'll see a white stream of milk, especially in brackish water, doesn't matter. You'll see a white stream of milk, you run it down the bottom of that boat, and it'll vacuum itself up in where the hole is. There's your leak. Knock on there and let your buddy inside the boat fucking knock back whatever, and then boom, there's your fucking leak. It's $15 per inch on screws out here on propellers if you were to do a propeller removal. And these guys don't want to pay. You're sitting on a $300,000+ vessel and don't want to pay me over here risking my life for pennies out of your pocket, and then you come back and try to blame it on me. Your boat's been in the water for well over a year, and you're trying to tell me it's been in for a month. It's $170 just to get in the water and take a video of it. And then they don't want to pay you for that. There ain't no free estimates whenever you got hazard pay and shit, you know what I mean? Go fuck yourself. That's why I don't do that shit for a living. You go offshore after being struck by lightning a time or two. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But whenever you're having seizures underwater while trying to save another man who's also underwater on a 600-foot fucking hookah line, because the captain doesn't know what he's doing, the engineer, and it's just the three of you, and that hookah line gets caught up underneath the prop. If that hookah line goes in the prop, what happens when that happens is it sucks the diver into the prop. So when you're having anxiety attacks and everything turns white and your ears start ringing and you start having seizures and you start shaking and throwing up and crying, and you have to get in the goddamn water to undo that after having to tell that same fucking captain, hey bro, put it in neutral. We're already being pushed by the current because that diver is walking towards the current. Because that's how you harvest sponge on the fucking seafloor. That's what you have to do. 12 hours a day. In the summer. Wintertime's way shorter days, but still. And that's also shallow water. 10, 11 feet to 62. 62 is warm time. Wintertime, shallow water. You can go bounce back and forth. 50 miles, 10 miles, whatever. It'll fuck your head up when you're in that situation. Not during the moment so much, but after the fact. A year later, and then it hits you, you're like, holy shit, I saved the fuck out of that dude's life. And that was my first trip commercial diving. I've saved 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. I've saved 9 lives as a civilian underwater. A lot of them were in water. My mom, and if we multiply how many times I saved her life till she died, 3 or 4, fuck. One at gunpoint. I mean, And I just turned 36 on the 14th. And people wonder why I have a fucking drinking problem. I don't know. I have no idea. Hey, you should be careful eating psychedelic mushrooms all the time. Really? Why? Why? No answer? Oh, that's what I thought. Are you the one that's a clandestine chemist? I understand you develop HPPD. You should smoke a joint. Why? Really? Should I? Fucking should I? Because weed doesn't help me at all. Then you got, what is it, CMD or CDM or whatever, and I always fuck that up, probably because I don't fuck with cannabis. You smoke too much weed, this is an actual thing. You smoke weed daily. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Pretty much everyone. Cannabis has gotten so much stronger over the last decade and then some. Shit, the last 3 years alone. It's advanced so much in potency, and the human body just isn't used to that at all. I don't care what kind of weed you got, where it came from, how clean it is, what crops, or your pH, all that, lab, blah, blah, don't care. Doesn't matter. You take too much of anything, it's going to kill you. Water, oxygen, doesn't matter. It's going to kill you. It's just how it is. It's life. But you can develop something, I cannot remember the acronym, Google it. It's whenever you start throwing up like crazy and there's nothing you can do about it, and the only thing that fixes it is a hot shower. And after that, you just permanently have to quit smoking weed. There's an acronym for that, like HPPD. HPPD pretty much is a permanent trip. So you're going to tell me how to eat my mushrooms whenever you're over there burning down an ounce of herb every fucking 2 days. Rolling 1 ounce joints and shit that burn for 2 hours on the cone status and all that. And you're going to tell me how to eat psychedelics, the only fucking thing that has helped with all the bullshit that I've gone through. You try getting struck by lightning twice and tell me how you don't have a fucking problem. Then you got the anger. Oh boy. The mood swings and the anger. That first lightning strike, less than 2 months ago, I had 11 cops in my front yard with riot shields. Last May, was it May or April? One or the other. I said some shit online. And I said, if I don't get the help that I need, the world's going to know about it. 18 fucking people called me in. And I got surrounded at gunpoint and Baker acted down in St. Petersburg, Florida for 3 days. Second time I've been Baker acted. First time was 2007. I was 17 years old. What I meant by that was, you're going to see me on a podcast and the world's going to know. But no, take it out of context. And, the cops surround me at gunpoint and I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm already pissed off. Take me. Don't care where you take me, just take me. If I go back to jail, bring me to Lando Lakes like you did when I got arrested for possession of an alligator. We had a great time in that motherfucker, you know what I mean? Speaking of which, the place that I ended up at, I don't remember what it's called. I can Google it and find out, you know what I mean? They broke every single motherfucking HIPAA law you can possibly think of. HIPAA laws that don't even exist yet, they broke. And it's weird because the first place that they had in St. Pete, or in Clearwater, got shut down because one of the nurse people was sexually molesting grandmas and got caught. That's where you send people for help. And what I saw in there, what I witnessed in there, oh my God. If you cry, they keep you. They break the law and they keep you because you're crying and you're depressed. And then they had the little syringe things that they're stabbing people in the butt with forcefully. Tramadol, I don't remember. Fuck, you go on the Google reviews, you'll find it. That's the psych ward you're going to send me to? That helps. Try to force feed people pharmaceuticals. When I say they broke HIPAA laws, they broke fucking all of them. So I go in front of the computer screen, because you gotta go in front of the computer screen for a discharge to leave that facility. Talk to the doctor. Patient brokers, that's all it is. Rehab centers, psych wards, hospitals, doctors, it's all patient brokers. Fucking period. That's why it's so... Try suing a hospital. Try suing a doctor. And come back and we'll talk. You know what I mean? Anyway, you got to go in front of that doctor on the computer first. And then you have to go to a counselor in person. And then they kind of like cover, see if you were lying, shit like that. So what I did, just to get out of there, because, I mean, I know how to, you treat me like a game, I'm going to teach you how to play it type shit, psychologically speaking, especially dealing with the fucking system. Go in there with emotions, they're going to hold you. So what I did is I go in front of this doctor on this computer screen. It's my first time ever talking to anyone on a computer screen like this, by the way, at least, in an office or shit that mattered. And I sprawl out. No legs crossed, whatever. I just sprawl out. I make myself a home in the shitty little jail seat that they gave me. And he says, how are you feeling? I'm like, I'm feeling great, man. This was kind of an opportunity for me to breathe, think a little bit, have a little therapy sessions, do some coloring books. I just want to get out of here so I can start my aviation detailing company. How you doing, Doc? Oh, you're my girlfriend's Cuban. Yeah, I can hear it in your accent, blah, blah. Smiles, laughs, boom. Discharged me. Go in front of the counselor, she's like, I think you have Asperger's. And I'm like, well, I don't know. She sends me shows me a piece of paper, and I read every single thing down, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I do, because all that totally 100% adds up. There was a chick that was in there for, I think it was 40 days. She was cool as shit. Her name was Jennifer. She was like 24 years old or something, had a shaved head. She was awesome. She was in that mamma jamma, and she's like, I'm getting released. And she got released. They bring her to the parking lot. This is where the HIPAA violations came into play yet again. Another example. She gets into the parking lot, and she said, my work vehicle, or my vehicle is still at my work, and I need that to go X amount of miles this way to get to my home. Like, I can't just go home. I don't have my car and it's so many miles. And the taxi driver said, nope, I have you on this paper as going to this address. And she said, well, I told the staff that I need to go here, and they said that was okay. Now you as a taxi driver is telling me that's not okay. And he said, I have to bring you to your home, not to where your vehicle is. And she's like, I've been in here for 40 days. So the clerk lady in the front office comes outside and says, here, come inside. Let's just change the address on paperwork. This girl's back in her regular street clothes, all that. She's out of the hospital shit. What they ended up doing is they tricked her into coming back into the building, into the facility. So when you do that, you have to, it's like Baker acting the second you walk through that door. And they said, hey, just go sit over there in the subsection, like C block compared to, the entrance. Go sit on the other side of the locked doors. So she did. They didn't change the address. They resubmitted her back into a Baker Act. Not only that, the day that they did this to her, it was like a Thursday or whatever, meaning that her being able or eligible to see that doctor again was another 4 days out. So they resubmitted her. So she comes back in and hospital closed, and we're like, what, the whole fucking, all of us. We're like, what happened, Jennifer? She's crying her eyes out. She's cussing out everyone. Boom, shot in the butt cheek in front of everyone. Knock her out. That happened. That fucking happened. So whenever mental health comes into play, and you want to give me shit about eating some fucking mushrooms, because the goddamn government and big pharma's fuck-ass bitches said that oh no, have this instead. And the cops are like, hey, we're here to help you. Man, fuck you. Fuck the police. Fuck the doctors. Fuck all of that shit. You're not in there for help. You're privately owned companies, and you're in there for just money. Look at the founder of Black Lives Matters shit. Look at Chris Olstein or whatever his fucking name is. The priest guy. Same thing with that other fella, Kenneth. Yeah, no, those people are there to help you, though. I feel you. What do I know? Burn it all down, bro. Fucking burn it all down. Why do you drink so much, Slimasaurus? I don't know, man. I can't think of nothing. I can't think of one fucking reason that would make me want to eat mushrooms and drink. Come on here and I vent my ass off. You know, people want to talk shit, I'll fold your ass like a denim jacket and keep walking. You know, I don't care. I don't care. Because why should I? And the cops out here, they had the ballistic shields out here back in, a few weeks ago in my front yard, trying to ask me all those trick questions and shit, talking about, we got voice messages of you saying this and that. I'm like, really? Of what? Play them. Prove it. Oh, well, we're trying to have an investigation here. Oh, okay, well, I want both of my lawyers present then. Boom, they scattered like ants. On God. No, I thought you had an investigation to take care of. You got fucking ballistic shields next door. What happened? Where's your investigation now? All of a sudden you don't fucking feel like it? I didn't break any law. You trying to send me back over there to that fucking breaking HIPAA law bullshit in St. Pete? You trying to tell me to my fucking face to trust you? When you gave me shit the day that I saved that woman's life at fucking gunpoint? Gave me shit about it. Have video. Here's this. Here's all of this. Here's live. This is what just happened. And you're gonna act like I'm the fucking bad guy? Air Force turned me down 3 years ago. 3 times. I had an IQ of 121 in 5th fucking grade. And now I'm over here studying chemistry. FBI profiling, human biochemistry, psychological anything, aviation mechanics. I already did a tour of the campus down there in Clearwater 3 years ago for just an A&P certification. I study poison. I study toxins. I study Schedule 1s. I study Big Pharma. I study Al-Qaeda. I study terrorism. I study the facts about fucking everything. I'm not one of those guys that spends more time trying to be right than seeking the truth. I take something, I master it, and I move to the next subject. Period. I get struck by lightning the first time, and next thing I know, I've got 56 invention ideas and 52 business ideas memorized. I don't have to mail them to myself, I just know. I can point at a lightning storm in the state of Florida, fucking anywhere, and I can tell you where lightning is going to strike, what color the lightning bolt's going to be, and when it's going to happen. And I'm 100% accurate every single goddamn time since 2016. I have a video of me proving that too, holding up a tablet with the radar of a storm over Sarasota 2.5 hours south and being like, watch, this is going to happen at this time, at this color, blah, blah, boom, 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 and it happens. But no, fuck me, right? I can't eat my mushrooms and drink my beer because you people said so. And the second that you see me succeed, you ain't got nothing to say. Fuck you.